Oh, yeah. You watched the debate the other
I watched a little bit of it, so we'll get into some of that.
Yeah.
A painting that was made with his likeness. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You talk about disgusting when we bring this up.
It is.
And then FIFA, the scandal continues, and are we surprised? We'll get into that, too. So, Craniac, stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Marriage fearful, you wind up in courtroom next to Heather Mills? You work hard all your life, why you should forfeit half of your rubles if it doesn't work out, huh? At Glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, you will not have to pay arm and leg if marriage crumbles like Soviet Republic! My name is Boris Kuznetsov. I am previous owner of professional KHL hockey team in greatest league in world. During my time as owner of Dimitrov Dictators, I realized some of business principles found in sports could be applied to love life. In Russian KHL, if you invest in players who no longer perform, we let contract expire. We do not do the same in marriage. Why? At Glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, we arrange union between shrewd single businessmen with eager young women from Eastern Europe. Take the lovely Svetlana from Siberia. This mobile 19-year-old farm girl is ready to please even the most elderly of men for rich Western lifestyle. After 5 years, the contract expires with renewal option. If she keeps icing the puck, she's out of luck, you know what I mean, huh? She don't want to go back to Siberia. It's as cold as walrus nipple. Or how about for you, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Katerina, who is former Soviet gymnast who just got released from corrective labor camp after 10-year sentence for making Russia look like toothless babushka in the 2002 Summer Olympic Games. Imagine what this little tart will do to your balance beam for a taste of Western freedom, huh? At Glorious 5-year plan, we pride ourselves on gorgeous, collective of eligible and desperate women. So why not call me, Boris, at 1-800-RED-WIFE for free consultation. Come, be part of the people's revolution against conventional matrimony. And remember, at Glorious 5-year plan, we might be Russian, but we don't believe in redistribution of wealth. Ah, okay.
Howdy, folks. Billy Boy's back and ready to get you mile high. Thanks for voting, all you Greenleafs, and opening the door for Amendment 64. I am excited to announce to you the grand opening of my top-shelf marijuana boutique and emporium, Commander and Leaf. At Commander and Leaf, we only procure from the choicest fields and botanical masters. From sour diesel to Maui Wowie and candies to space cakes, we have it all. All our confections are created right on site, so come seal the deal and enjoy some Billy Delights. And don't forget to check out my other products, Billy Bags and Bill Doughs, for all my discriminating constituents. I'm Bill Clinton, and I approve of these party supplies and toys.
Hey, this is Meatwad, the real star of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You are listening to the Cranial Emission Show, live on Spreaker.com, Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Duh.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show. It sounds like, Caleb, it sounds like the bumper music that you picked. It sounds like I'm going to like a Hallow Scream or something.
Yeah, it was it was actually a Taylor Swift song, but it started out with a really long intro there on it. My bad.
That was dramatic.
It was. It's like a movie trailer. She's kicking some ass. I'm actually going to go back and watch this video later.
I wonder what you're going to be doing.
Oh. Hey now.
Ben Charles, Caleb Crispy, hanging out here. Cranial Mission Show live from Goey Studios tonight. Nice change. We're not on the road for once. It's refreshing, kind of recharging me here. I like it.
Good. It's fun. When we talked about Taylor Swift there, there's many signs in your career that you've made it. For some people, it's getting a gold or a platinum album. For Taylor Swift, she was at one time the highest grossing artist on iTunes. If that wasn't enough, the real true sign that she's officially made it is that a farm made a corn maze in her honor. And it's a giant corn maze in a huge field that has a picture of her in it holding a microphone, and it's got her name on it. It says "Dare to Be Different 2015," and it's an actual maze that you can go run through. So there's a lot of people running through Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah.
That was bad. Wasn't it?
No, I'm actually, when you said running through Taylor Swift, I was looking at the picture to see if the corn maze breaks for you to get into her mouth.
It does. It does.
Or the eye.
Or in the Philippines, her left nostril.
Yeah, according to Lord Cheese. Yes.
It's a 12-acre corn maze.
Wow.
And
that's not just the mouth, right? That's the whole thing, the 12 acres?
12-acre, whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Her face is, her image, her mouth is probably, it's got about a half acre. I mean, she got one big old mouth.
Hey, girl, you got a big corn mouth.
And the best thing about it is it's only $11.95 to run through Taylor Swift.
That's pretty cheap.
That's pretty cheap.
In this economy?
That's really cheap.
You know, I like anytime now. That's like an old saying back in the day, that in this economy. You hear people say that all the time. I'm bringing it back.
You might as well.
I've been using it a lot in conversation. It's funny. It usually falls on deaf ears too when I bring it. When I throw it out there, it's meant as a joke, and I think people think I'm being serious. Anytime someone bitches about price, I'm like, in this economy.
Well, you are Jewish, so
that's one of the reasons I'm bringing it back.
You would be talking about the economy and money, and
right.
You would be bringing ridiculously old.
It's a moral responsibility for the Jews. That's what we do. But yeah, Taylor Swift. You definitely made it if you have a corn maze that's made in your likeness. But it does kind of make you wonder if the person behind this might also have a rather inappropriate shrine for her.
Probably.
Yeah, because that's a lot of effort.
What, have you been looking at my closet again?
You got a lock of her hair?
No. Not in my closet.
Oh, wow.
I kid.
Well, she's definitely made it at this point.
I feel the need to text my wife and tell her I love her right now.
Password. You mean?
Password,
yes,
yeah.
Of course. We're taking that back, too, apparently. By her
request.
By her decree.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of the show, by the way. You want to call in. You can do so. It's 813-438-6068. Go to cranialmissions.com. Check out the website there. You can listen to live episodes. You can listen to the archives. And you got that interactive map that tells us where the hell you're listening from. We like that. It's cool. So, go to facebook.com/The Cranial Missions Network. Like the page there and follow us on Twitter @CranialE. I tell you who's a social media mogul, and a mogul in his own right from a financial standpoint is Donald Trump. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, I don't think you can take your eyes off him either way.
Yeah, most people want to, but yeah, you're right. Did you watch that debate on Wednesday?
I watched a little bit of it. I think it's funny. The whole did you see the dialogue where he was criticizing Rand Paul?
Yeah.
Where they accused him. There was some kind of insinuation that he was making fun of the way Canada's look, and they brought up Ron Paul, and Donald Trump tried to dodge it and basically said, "Oh no, I'm not making fun of the way he looks, but." If I was going to, I'd certainly have a lot of material. And that's the kind of biting stuff that he does.
He's been doing that the entire time, though.
It's a sideshow.
Yeah, it is. It was pretty entertaining. There were a few jabs that he got off. I think Carly Fiorina got just a great one on him. I can't even remember what it was, but he said something about her, and she just looked at him and shut him right down. Jeb Bush got a good one on him. It was funny because they were kind of bantering back and forth, arguing, and Trump said something about G.W. Bush, and you could tell that Jeb was not too happy about somebody picking on his brother, and he turned around and he said, "We were safe then," and he just looked like he was going to punch him in the face. There was another thing that I thought was really funny, and it was all the jokes they played off each other pretty well. The first part of the debate was horrible. It was the Trump show. Everything was lined up. I thought they did a horrible job moderating it. I think they did a really bad job, and the first half, the questions were all, well, Trump said this about you. What do you think? And it was just way too much pandering to that stuff and not really getting into the issues.
But yet, Caleb, the ratings have been through the roof.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're going to be.
They're loving this.
They're going to be. I did think it was funny. At the very end, they asked a question that, what would if you're president, what would the Secret Service's code name be for you? And everybody went around and said something. Got to Trump, and he said, "Humble."
Yeah, that was a good one. I heard that one too. And it's he kind of retracted with Carly Fiorina because in the past he had made fun of the way she looked.
Yeah.
And then he didn't apologize last night, but he was talking about how beautiful she was because he did get a lot of backlash from that. I think he lost some of the female followers on that one.
Well, what I think is so funny too is he knocked Jeb Bush for something Jeb Bush said, and he said that's going to haunt him. That's going to be horrible. And it's if anybody's got something to say that's going to haunt them, I think he's just full of sound bites. And I think Rand Paul said it best in a follow up. The guy. He's got a lot to say, and he's got a lot of good one-liners, but he clearly does not have the background and the knowledge on the issues that the rest of the candidates have. He's kind of just, he goes by, well, somebody told me this and somebody told me that. And he's totally playing on the fact that he's
an outsider.
Outside, yeah.
But the thing is, can that be learned anyway? First of all, I think it can be learned, but disseminating what's fact and what's fiction is probably a big part of the problem, whether you have the experience or not. But
yeah.
Is he really electable? And I like the outsider thing. I think the timing is right because we all are sick of the same status quo, whatever party that you subscribe to. But you're right. He doesn't have the experience, but can he learn it? I mean, the guy's run successful businesses. He's also had some unsuccessful businesses.
Well, I think one thing to go to that statement is, the CEOs of most companies don't know everything. They hire people to advise them, and they delegate. Yeah. So, and he kind of made that point where I don't really need to know. I'm going to hire people or put people underneath me that I trust that do know. So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him, but we'll see how it all plays out.
It makes it more entertaining, but I think it also takes away from it. And
I think it does.
But you look at what he's stacked up against, and I got not to make this too political, but there are so many guys on that podium that, to me, just look like more of the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's that
Absolutely.
Same mold.
Well, I think it's great to see, we've talked about Ben Carson quite a bit, off air. I really like the guy as far as his ideas, and I've read his books, a couple of them. But when he talks, he just has absolutely no charisma or no, he doesn't command you to pay attention to him. He says some great things, but he's very timid in the way he reacts. But I think the fact that, when we're coming from a president who was, a lot of people voted for him because of the way he was able to speak. Not because of what he said, but because he was such a powerful speaker.
It's good on a teleprompter.
Yeah. But, yeah. But for Ben Carson to be trailing, only Trump in the polls right now, he's second place.
Well, look at your options, though. I think, Rand Paul kind of comes across a little kooky with the hairstyle and everything.
Yeah.
It's an odd little blend. You're not going to want another Bush. I mean, Jeb's timing is terrible on this, and I can't believe that they even think they have a chance on this because no one wants another Bush. And then you got these other guys that just look like puppets. And so I'm not excited about it either, but it is at least entertaining to have. What's fun for now is Trump's going to weed out at some point.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's fun to watch him just beat the hell out of the rest of them.
It is fun, but as I typically side more with the Republicans. As a Republican or a somewhat of a conservative, I'm probably more of a libertarian, but as a libertarian, you kind of have to side with the Republicans more often than not if you're going to have a two-party system like we do. To see Trump get up there and he's just tearing everybody else up, I think we're going to do the same thing that happened in 2008, the same thing that happened in 2012, where everybody, by the time the primaries are over, everybody hates all the Republican candidates, and I think that's going to be a bad thing.
Well, he's putting a lot of chinks in their armor right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so it does affect their perception, and they're pretty bloodied by the time they get to the Democrat, the real deal. But Donald Trump has made some friends. He's made a lot of enemies during this entire process, and a Portland, Oregon woman decided to paint a portrait of him, and this is where it gets bad. Okay, make a portrait of Donald Trump. That sounds bad enough. But this one was using menstrual blood and tampons. And this is in protest of Trump's outrageous and sexist comments. So his comments are outrageous, but making a painting out of snooch juice, that's okay.